I grew up in Puerto Rico and in the 1960s, and I grew up into a communist household. You see, my father was founding member of the Puerto Rican Socialist Party. He was there in 1959 with a few men when they started this organization. So my environment growing up was one where we hated America, we hated capitalism, we hated everything that makes America what it is today. And eventually I grew up and joined the party with my father. But my mother at the same time was a humble Puerto Rican woman. She was whatever he says we are. And she would sneak us to go to Mass with friends and to help us learn about faith. And so I grew up with that double consciousness. On one side, revolution, my true faith, and on the other side, the ideas of freedom. Eventually, trying to reconcile that double consciousness, I joined the Jesuit order. In those days, the Jesuits were Marxist. This is the 1980s. Liberation theology was brewing in Latin America, and I was looking forward to go to Nicaragua to study philosophy. And when 7 Jesuits were murdered in El Salvador, and they decided not to send us to Nicaragua. And that's when I left the seminary. And I came to America, to what we call the guts of the monster. In America, my ideas about life, society, politics, culture, all changed. Eventually, I surrendered the ideas of revolution and socialism. I discovered that I am the maker of my own life, that the individual matters, and every individual person has the moral capacity of changing his or her life. And that's what the Freedom and Virtue Institute today is trying to instill in people. We believe in this connection between reward and accomplishment, a connection that America taught me. When coming here as a socialist, a lot of opportunities came to me, and I rediscovered my capacity as an individual who makes choices, and those choices determine the quality of my life. In the Freedom and Virtue Institute, we are trying to make freedom, the ideas of liberty, alive in the lives of people. You see, we have intellectualized liberty so much that it has become like a curiosity. It has become something that those other people believe in. So we had to really help people live out what freedom is, and that will flourish in young people as lives dedicated to enterprise, risk-taking, hard work. And through different programs, we try to help young people internalize the ideas of freedom as a value, and that will flourish in them in lives dedicated to enterprise. One of our programs we call the Self-Reliance Club. 2 years ago, I attended one of these massive distributions of school supplies where about 1,000 black and brown kids got the free, cheap school supplies from a small cadre of white people. And I was offended at it. I did not feel good about the exercise. Why it is always us in the receiving end of this kind of activities. And what are the kids learning? They were learning that there is benefit at the end of the long lines of dependency. And they were learning that they are not masters of their own life, that they depend on others to get what they need in life. So we started the Self-Reliance Club. We go to the schools, the kids work throughout the year in all kinds of neat entrepreneurial initiatives. They learn simple economics and they earn money. By the end of the year, they have earned enough so they can meet all their needs, school supplies, uniforms, everything they need to be successful in their education is earned by themselves. So they learn this connection between reward and accomplishment. And that is the connection that will help them get out of poverty. The motto we use is from relief to development, from dependency to liberty. The kids learn and live out what it means to be free. We also have training with churches to help churches understand the ideas of freedom and help the poor in ways that minimize the need for the welfare state and for dependency. where men and women can become masters of their own destiny. 12 years ago, I buried my father with his beloved red flag embracing his casket as he embraced it with his life. He died a communist. Him and I never saw the same way after I surrendered to my ideas of socialism. But he told me something at the very end of his life. He told me, Ismael, you better not be a fence-sitter, because he never was. And he told me, if you believe in these new ideas, which I don't understand, you better fight for them. And that's what we are trying to do in the Freedom and Virtue Institute. Fight for a new understanding of what it means to be human, and for the ideas of liberty that will help the poor get out of poverty.